But the first thing I want to do is start getting into the mindset. And this is probably one of the only places you may want to take notes. I guess I just throw these on the floor. That you want to start taking notes. I'm going to put it up on the wall and let you guys see, kind of hear and see what I'm talking about when we go over this. Because this is a good way to lay the foundation. Because the one thing is, we got to get your mind right before we start this weekend. And once we get your mind right, then we got to get everybody on the same level. And once you get on the same level, then we can just start playing. And we can have fun. So we're going to have a lot of fun this weekend. It is called Internet Million Intensive. It is going to be intense. We are going to make things happen this weekend, which is pretty cool. As soon as this pops up, and if we could do that thing, Josh, remember what we did with the lights? Don't do it just right this sec, but do it as soon as my, yeah, there it pops up. If you could, because that's not coming up very well. It darkens the video? Okay, well then we move this up. All right, so can everybody see that? Okay, good. All right, so we're going to talk about the Internet Millionaire Mindset. And the one thing is I'll tell you, and I'll go over a lot of things with it, but we want to go over this right now. And one of the reasons why one of the reasons why you want to develop the Internet Millionaire Mindset is because of increasing your lifestyle. I don't know if you know I don't know if you've been there, but how cool is it to, be able to fly wherever you want, whenever you want, or do whatever you want, whenever you want. It's so cool. Where there's no worries about what you buy. No worries at all. My wife jokes around all the time now about how things used to be and now how things are, because it's so cool because we don't have to worry. Used to, we let's go check the bank account. Now it's like, let's just go get it. Where there's no worries about what you buy. Not only that, do I go to the front? All right, no worries what you buy. No worries about petty cash expenses. I don't know if you guys drove up here. I don't know if did they have valet? I don't know. But, and when you go up and you just want to give the guy a tip just to be nice, that's pretty fun. I really get an excitement out of tipping people big. Because I remember, we were somewhere, which was in Orlando a couple weeks ago, and I tipped this one guy, and he kind of looks at me and he's like, wow, nobody's ever given me that big of a tip. I was like, well, man, you deserve it. You're one of the best, people that's ever waited on me. When people deserve it, it's so cool because then you get to change their. It's like that could have just done something for their life, and let them feel special. Another reasons why is choose where you work. Friends of mine, we all kind of have our own different places to work. I like to work on my airplane, but I got Kurt Christensen, a friend of mine. He used to have an office, not an office, but he used to have a house. You guys ever heard of George Harrison from the Beatles? He bought that house. He had that house. He lived there. And I went out to his house where we were at his house, and he had this big old pool. Right next to him was Leonardo DiCaprio. Right next to the other side was Julia Roberts. And it was so cool because as we're driving up, Pauly Shore's running out in his underwear. And I was like, oh, what the heck? There's Pauly in his underwear. And then, you go over and you see all these people just, hanging out while we were there. And but he has this pretty cool little thing he got developed for him. It was this a chair, like a long chair that had a little, it was floated on water, and it had a place to put his laptop. And he's like, man, I work out there all the time. I said, what happens if your computer gets in there? He goes, I don't care, I'll just go get another one. I'm like, okay. And he said, I like working in the pool. And he said, okay, fine. So in the middle of the pool, just some ideas from the beach. Nothing's better than sitting on the beach, being on the internet, especially now that we have, I have this little Verizon Wireless card. You can be anywhere doing it. From the beach. Not only that, from home. My wife works at home. I actually have an office, but because I choose to have an office, but I don't have to be. I actually have done it out of the home too. But a lot of my friends like to work at home. Like Mike Stewart just bought a brand new house, and he's on the lake, and he actually floats out in the middle of the. He told me he was so excited about all the new things he got for his house because he has this dock. You walk down his stairs, this huge dock, and he's got excellent wireless access out there, so he can be out in his pontoon boat or out in one of his boats or just floating on the water and being on the internet. Yeah, and like Mike Stewart right here, your boat. Choosing to work on your boat, especially with the wireless things. I remember the first time that Mike and I went out, he got a new pontoon boat. This was a couple years ago or a year ago, I can't remember. But when he went out there, we were on the internet, and we both had wireless, the Verizon Wireless, where we had these things. And he's sitting there making money online. So was I. We're like this is the coolest thing. We're sitting on a boat, we're having fun, and we're making money. So just a pretty cool thing. Set your own hours. nothing's better. I mean, you can choose to set your own hours. I mean, work whenever you want to work. I mean, my office hours actually, my office, if you notice, a lot of people, if you've heard our office hours, are 10 to 6. Why? Because I don't wake up before 10 o'clock. Actually, I wake up at 9:45, maybe 9:50, because I drive over to the office, and it takes me about 3 minutes to get there. So just, that's one thing, is like you can choose when to work whenever you want. My wife wakes up about, well, with the baby, it doesn't matter, but she tries to sleep until 2 o'clock sometimes. Travel. Not only traveling, but family time. Have the ability to homeschool. That's one thing we're actually running into right now with my family, or with my wife. Our daughter we've been sending my daughter to private school, Montessori school. And since now we have the plane, instead of taking her to, letting her read the books about U.S. history, our intention is to just fly her to the places and let her see the world. Because, I can do that. And so, she just yesterday got accepted for a very nice Montessori school. Actually, it's one of the highest rated Montessori schools, and everybody, this one section of town if you guys are from Atlanta, it's over by the country club. So we're real excited about that. But now we got a question, is like, okay, do we homeschool or not? But she said, listen, here's what my husband does. He wants to fly my daughter to show her around. If she is accepted, will it be all right if we take her out of school for her education to be outside and do this stuff? And they gave us a thumbs up. So now we're questioning, do we homeschool her, or do we still let her go to that? So we got a little things we got to deal with at home, figure out what we're going to do. We haven't made a decision yet.